Well, the good people at the Hannah International Film Festival said there wasn't enough time left on the schedule, so here we are at TIFF instead for Nickelback and your brand new documentary, Hate to Love. Congrats. How did you manage to get 27 years into 90 minutes?
We're very boring. It's really easy. It was tough enough to just like nail it down to that.
Volume 1.
Editing.
Yeah.
Volume
one. That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Do we get a sequel in another 27 years?
Oh, I hope not.
10,000 hours of footage. I think we'd probably be able to cobble together about another dozen episodes.
Yeah, for sure. I hope so. Well, do you know what was fascinating? It's like in an era before YouTube or social media existed, you're kind of like, you were vlogging back then. How do you have so much early footage of backstage, on the road, touring, the Village Idiots, everything?
Do you know, it's funny you say that, because I don't think we do. Like,
That's a good thing. I think so too. I was like, I feel like we were lacking.
I personally,
if you watch the Tom Petty one, it's like I think he
oh my God,
came out of the womb with a camera behind
with
him,
the mud crutch and everything. Yeah, I know.
This never stopped. They never stopped filming him.
Yeah.
I just had a bunch of I mean, everybody had some stuff, but I remember having a bunch of like videotapes and stuff in a Rubbermaid somewhere. I actually had to get a library card again. I hadn't had one in a while to go find something that could transfer it, because I'm not just going to send it to anybody, right? Literally microfiche, enhance. But we finally got as much as we could together, because I didn't think we did film a lot, but we did have some pretty interesting moments that we did capture. My brother captured our first show, which I was like, that's amazing. So, stuff like that. So it was nice to kind of sift through it all and digitize it at the very least, and see what we could do with it.
How important was it for you, right from the get-go, to include former members and friends of the band in this project?
It's part of the story.
It's part of the story.
Yeah.
I think it kind of came as we went along. Like, there was no, to be perfectly honest, there was no real masterminding behind this from the very beginning. It wasn't like, we're going to do a doc and it's going to be like this and we're going to need this. Like, we kind of just pieced it together as we went.
Tripping and stumbling as we wandered through the forest.
It's the best way sometimes.
We're also, you can't see us. We're off camera with the cattle prod behind us. Say nice things.
Say something nice.
Yeah. But we're fortunate to have, like you're saying, having other people to kind of come on and talk about it, and everybody was good about it. So I think we're pretty fortunate for what we got.
And how long ago were you presented with the idea of, let's make a film, let's do a documentary?
Funny story.
6 years.
We presented it to ourselves about 6 years ago. It was during Feed the Machine tour 2017. It started out as a EPK.
That's a Nickelback album.
Yeah, it's a Nickelback album. Yeah, it's an era of human history. Yeah, as well. And so Ben and Lee, the director and producer, they came to do a electronic press kit for that album, and then we just saw the footage. Said this stuff looks fantastic. The way they shot it, we're like, this looks like it could be something else. So we kind of all decided maybe we start just, let's start picking away at pieces and see what we come up with, mostly to have something for the family, whether it's while we're alive or posthumously or whatever it is, and then it just ended up turning into this. So it's a standard Nickelback project. We don't know what we're doing until we're done.
So the title could have been Shooting and Hoarding.
Yeah, there's that too, exactly.
You're still not sure what it is. It could change.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure it's finished.
No, I don't know. He's terrified it's not finished. So yeah.
This is going to be the director's cut. But Lee and Ben, who you worked with, both British, both from the UK. That's probably why I loved it so much.
Right? You just felt that kinship, right? Yeah.
How did you land on going with them and giving your story to them?
Those guys were the cheapest guys we could find. Like, seriously. No, we'd known Ben for quite a while. He used to work for radio stations in London previously. Was it Virgin way back then, or was it something else?
Yep.
And so we reached out to him to do this EPK, and he enlisted Lee Brooks. And it was literally after us seeing the footage, we were just like, we thought it looked great. Just the way they did it looked great, and so that was the pedigree we leaned on at that point. It was a friend that we could kind of trust with our story, but also trust to kind of keep us on path, maybe keep us honest about what we're doing, if we're going to make this a larger story. And so I was really happy they were on board and helped guide us.
Long line of cinematographers.
Oh, yeah.
We're everywhere. What can I say?
Truth is, much of the narrative thus far has been about Chad, and Chad's very famous. In case you didn't know that, Chad's a very famous guy, and we want to be famous too. So that's why we made this documentary.
Mike's in it more than anybody because he wants to be the most
famous. I want to be famous so fucking bad, you guys. Come on,
exactly.
Notice me.
We're gonna make it happen. Show some love for Mike in the comments, please.
Yeah. Wait till you see the story about his ingrown toenails. It's
gonna love it.
going to be cinema magic.
It's poignant.
Yeah,
and
very
potent.
nice.
Disgusting.
Well, let's try and get our appetites back because you referenced your spaghetti in the documentary.
Yeah.
You likened, people having an opinion about your spaghetti and your cooking. Not everyone likes it, but some people do. And you likened that to the critiquing that you've had over the years for your music.
No.
Does everyone love your spaghetti?
No. I said no. I'm pretty sure I said it's like cooking. Not my cooking. My spaghetti's fantastic.
You said my spaghetti.
Did
Everyone
I?
likes my spaghetti.
That's not
I
true.
like my spaghetti.
Everyone likes my spaghetti.
You do make good spaghetti. Give me that.
What's the secret to a good spaghetti?
Yeah, I would put my spaghetti on a blind taste test anytime. That's impossible to do with our music because as soon as you hear my voice, you know it's me. But I'll go toe to toe with
Chef Boyardee, if you ask
Yeah.
me.
So what it is heartbreak and lived experience
Yes.
is what makes for great spaghetti.
Nice. Nice.
I can't tell you that because then
It's a secret.
You're gonna start using my tricks of the trade.
What was it like, having some of your hits over the years being featured in films and some huge films on the big screen to now having your own film on the big screen?
Yeah, to not getting our own music cleared by our own
Right.
publishing company for our own documentary.
It was interesting, yeah.
Is that right?
We got through it.
It's business.
We got through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How
Well,
about that?
I mean, so many different record labels over the years, right?
yeah. It's a long story, but it switched hands a few times. But yeah,
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah. Good. That's what we want to hear.
that's a long story. I don't even get into. So.
Did you have to?
You're English. That's not what you want to hear.
No, there's no one else. Tell me more.
Didn't you guys invent tabloids?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Ryan Reynolds? Did he?
Yes, we paid him.
You paid him. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did
okay.
he
So,
clear
yeah.
that? Yeah. Did you know he was such a big fan like before the even before the Hall of Fame induction?
Well, I'm not gonna assume that he's a big fan. He's been really generous to us, which we really appreciate. It's been great. He reached out for Deadpool 2. It was the first time that we.
I think he's a crusader for justice.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think he is too. That's all it is. He's just a good lawyer. It was strange. He reached out to us. He wanted to use us for the trailer of Deadpool 2, and when he first emailed our manager, he was talking about. He's like, I'm not sure this is Ryan Reynolds. I need proof of life. So he sends a quick video. Yeah, man, I'm here in Dubai or something like that. And
he was in the
and he's like,
filming
I'm sorry.
something?
Of course he was.
Yeah, and he's like,
We thought
this
he was
is me,
getting
proof
trolled.
of life. This is me actually saying yes. I want to like.
Amazing.
We're like, okay.
Yeah, because we didn't believe it, and
Even we
didn't believe that shit. But he, like I said, he's been strangely generous with us, in all these things we've been allowed to work with him as well, and so it's a kind.
We're real close with him too. We get to call him Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First name
Yeah,
terms.
yeah,
Nice.
fully.
Nice.
Right guy.
One of
Yeah.
my favorite moments in the film was when you guys went back to Hannah and you kind of driving around, giving people a tour of the place and some of the old places that you kind of grew up in and you were making music in the early days. And the song that kind of backdropped that was Photograph, a bit like the music video as well. What can you remember?
See what we did there?
I see what you did there. What can you tell me about back then when that song came out and the reaction to it and the reaction since?
We can't play a show without playing that song. I mean, that's for damn sure. It was. I think that there's some, a really solid level of authenticity because we got to go back to Hannah and film it there, and everything just sort of fell into place together. That one was less tripping and stumbling for some reason.
Right.
And to have my junior high school principal, show up and all these other, there was all these press outlets from across Canada all showed up, and they were there kind of documenting the entire thing, and it was very bizarre to be in the school that I actually did break into so many years later.
It was a bit ambivalent. Yeah,
It's
but,
like,
yeah.
it was almost like it was planned. I'll show you. I'm going to come back here and shoot a video. I'm gonna be,
One day.
I'm gonna be famous. I'm going to shoot a video sometime in this school. Why am I in handcuffs?
Again.
Yeah, there was a solid level of surreal going on. It was just like, what's happening here?
The
It's like,
irony was
yes.
palpable.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Kind of a full circle moment.
Yeah.
Amazing. And finally, and you touch on it in the film as well, the resurgence of some of the songs through TikTok, and possibly your kids as well, and their friends, and what's that like?
Well, I feel like I've been vindicated
You're justified now. You've won finally.
We went through as bands do. We felt there's. I mean, I don't think that album I'm speaking of She Keeps Me Up.
Just a meal ticket.
I'm speaking of She Keeps Me Up in particular because that one really took off. But when we put that album out, it was like I think you get to a point in your career where maybe the public are kind of like it's getting fatigued. We've been out there so much, and so. But I like to pride myself in going, I know this song that's going to work, and we both we all pick the songs that are going to be singles, and we were making that song like this is a good song. Mm-hmm. It's a good
She
song.
Keeps Me Up.
And
That's
we're putting it out
Nickelback
as a
song.
single.
Yes.
It's like this is going to be a good single, and it didn't do anything. And I was like, do I not know what I'm doing anymore? And then it got its second life on TikTok, and it just took off. And I'm just like, no, I'm totally right.
And then we looked
I
at
was
each
totally
other
right.
and
Totally right. So, but I think it's great. Just the younger people are discovering it that way. It's awesome. If you could be a timeless
TikTok
band,
took off. Is that enough
I'm not going to
alliteration
TikTok
for you?
took off. We're going to use that in a song.
You say that right, but you've never had a good ear. Remember, your wife told you that You Remind Me was
you're
gonna
not
be a hit,
you're not
and
wrong.
You didn't think it was going to be a hit.
No, that's not true. I never said it was going to be a hit, but she said it was going to be a hit. We said it was a good song. There's a thing in the studio. You go with where it's like you can't call it a hit. It's going to jinx it. So nobody says that. See, look he's ready to knock on wood. But my wife doesn't care about that because she's got confidence.
She knows. They
She's
always
a
know.
pagan
She
savage.
does. She's got a great
We
ear.
still disagree to this day because I always said that I thought Rockstar was going to be a hit, and he was like, "No, it's like such a novelty thing."
Oh, there's going to be a single? I had no idea it was going to be that level.
I was like,
That's the one time I was wrong.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
See,
Get out of here.
The new film, Hate to Love, Nickelback. Whether you're a fan of the band, you're a fan of music documentaries, or you just want to be a rock star, it's at TIFF. Go watch it. You will not regret it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.